Common Gamer here, bringing you a video of this Air Canada book. Air Canada was 50 back in May of 1986. See, my mom got this book because she worked for this airline from 1985 to 2005. Oh, I know, from 1985 to 1995. Sorry. Yeah, and then stuff. These were the president, CEO, president, CEO, president, vice president at the time. It's in English and French. This was when the airline was 50. That was almost 30 years ago. So the airline's gonna be, I think, 80 this year. And here it is. Look, there's the computer, the old punch card computer, and look at that. That's how you had to program the numbers into the computer. You had to go all the way around like that. It took a while for it to compute in. You put the card in, and the computer would help answer the phone call for you, and then the operator would be like, "Hi, yes, let me check your flight," and that, and then. And here it is. Look, here's the computer is in the 70s. Look, looks like Fallout. Look, see? See these computers? Look, it's one of the most sophisticated computer networks in the world. See, look, this is the early internet. See, these computers were all sending emails to the other side of the room, and this was sending an email to another part of the country or overseas to like England or India. This was the first internet. These computers would cost like $1 billion in today's money. Back in the 70s, this would be $1 million, but this is an airline. Air Canada was owned by the government, by Canada, the Canadian government at that time. But then in the 80s, Air Canada got privatized. Alright, open up the page. Look, here it is. This is when Air Canada TransCanada Airlines was changing over to Air Canada. This was in the 60s. There's Air Canada. There's the Queen came to Canada on Air Canada when the plane just got. This is their flagship at the time. It was the DC-8. And there's flight attendants there. And the DC-9 in the 60s. Early to late 60s. Or in the late 60s. And this one, aircraft went to New York in February 1966. And then entered in full service in the late 60s. Here's one of was the first strike was in 1966 in Air Canada's history. And here's the first time when Air Canada would fly to Moscow and then Moscow service to Montreal, and that's Aeroflot. That's a Tu-158, which is the civilian version of the Bear bomber, but it's a passenger plane. And there's the two flight attendants. One's Air Canada, the other is Aeroflot. There's the president, CEO. Yeah, and that's the DC-9. No, there's 9. And this is the 747 inaugural flight on April 30th, 1971. This was when it was brand new. That was Air Canada's flagship until 2006, and then they retired the 747. Unfortunately, they had the 400 series by then. They got rid of the 100 series, which is this one, in 1998. And here's the flight attendants in their new uniform. This was introduced in 1973. There they are. I don't know if these people are still alive today. If they are, they'll be much older now. And here it is, 1984. There's Air Canada Cargo. That's a DC-8 73 Super 70 because they recreated the aircraft, and the cargo was a passenger jet, but they ripped out the seats and made it into cargo. And we still have that service today. And Air Canada was being privatized at that time. And there's 1975. Oh, there's Justin Trudeau's dad. I bet his dad never knew that his son was going to be Prime Minister of Canada this year. Look, There it is, Maribel Airport, October 1975. Pier, the Robert Bourget. These are the two airlines. I think this got. There's Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau. He was looking over the airline, I think, at that time. I wasn't alive then. And there it is. Here's Air Canada in 1980 with the brand new L-1011-500 that they got. Because this was their workhorse, the L-1011 was. And then they got the 500, which was more advanced than the regular first generation of L-1011. This one was more advanced, longer fuel range, and more advanced systems. They kept this until 1996, and then they had the 767 replace it, the 300 series, but that was later than this book. Here's the chairman and Pierre Janet, president. These two retired, I don't know what year. And there's a 767. Look. This was in the 80s. The 767-200 and 200ER was in Air Canada service from 1983 till 2008, but they had the 767 since 1983 in service. They had the 300 series and 300ER series now in service. Well, I want to show you all these pictures here, and look, here's Air Canada. I thought the jets they had at this time in planes. This is when Air Canada just became Air Canada. They had the Vickers Vonnets, the DC-8, 63 and 53, the DC-9, 32, the 747-100, and then 200, the L-1011, which were their workhorse, the 727, and then they got the 767, which was another jumbo jet to add to their services. They would use the 767, then the passengers would go on to the L-1011, and the L-1011, then the passengers would go on to the 747, to their main flagship. And then this plane would fly around to cities that were too small for this and this to land, and this would fly to even more cities, and could fly anywhere where this was too big to land. But this and this would fly. That's the 727. They retired that in 1992. They kept the DC-9 until 2002. And yeah, and they still have the 767, but not this version. This is the 200 series. They retired that. But they still have the 767 in service until the 2020s. So that'll be 40 years of service of the 767. But so far it's been 30 years of service. Yeah, I just want to show you all these aircraft that Air Canada had. My mom got this book about 30 years ago, almost 30 years ago, by this May. This book is in good shape still, and yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is all for me for right now. This is Common Gamer signing off. If you want to see more videos of this, any more pages of this book, say so in the comment section below. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and hit the like button, and I hope you have a nice day.